Your goods. This is her,
Love your guts.
love your goods.
Love your guts.
Your guts.
Love your guts.
Well, Edee Lemonier's work has appeared in print, online, and in crumpled blogs all over her house. She writes in the Q, Vancouver, Washington, with a map book in her lap, Yorkies at her hip, and whiskey on her table. Although she's never formally met Tom Spanbauer, she feels his influence in her writing. She has studied with Christy Krug and is now at the Pinewood table with Joanna Rose and Stephen Albrecht, all former students of Tom's. To Edee, Tom Spanbauer is the mysterious, faraway uncle she's only caught glimpses of, and of whom the whole family speaks with great respect and
You all are nuts and I love you. Nuts for you.
You're right in there.
You're right up.
And I do want to say, God, no, I'm not, what? I am like this. I gotta tell you what. Let me go to kiss it. Here's the thing. I've not met Tom, but what I would love to say to him with the chance to meet him is thank you for creating the kind of community that has embraced me and welcomed me and made me feel like for the first time in my 46 years, like I actually belong somewhere. Yeah, go for it. All right. Okay, so what else in there? Okay, this is from my work in progress. And I also want to say this, my sister is going through a very difficult time right now. So Lisa, I love you. We got this. This is for you. Dawn Ackerman was the first of us turning 9, and she invited all the girls in our class to her slumber party. We played telephone operator until Ruthie realized that no matter what we started with, Minnie Riperton always changed it to say that during summer break, Julie Munson had gotten head lice. So we scrapped operator and tried Tooth or Dare. But nobody believed anything that came out of Minnie Riperton's mouth, and Ruthie came up with panic-inducing dares, like climbing up to the roof or running through the living room shirtless. Karina Marie something or other wanted to talk about boys. Y'all, I know what a boy's, you know what it's called, she said. A bunch of us said, nuh-uh. Yuh-huh, she said. It's called, she looked around, big fat dramatic pause. It's called a penis. Giggles, whispers. Some girls covered their eyes, some covered their mouths, some of us froze. I scraped my tongue across my teeth, confused. Ruthie's big brother called it his thing. I didn't say anything. What if they asked how I knew that? Julie Munson blurted out, my mom calls it a ding-dong. She turned red when everybody laughed. I laughed so hard my gut hurt. My brother calls it his thing, said Ruthie. I stopped laughing. Ruthie's eyes all squinty, her arms crossed, her mouth a little circle. The hurt in my gut from laughing turned to something sour that came up my stomach and settled at the bottom of my throat. Dawn's sister Katie came into the den and saved us from ourselves. Katie was in 8th grade, practically a grown woman. Probably already had her period. We knew that at the end of 4th grade, the boys would be sent outside for an extra recess, and we'd be herded into the auditorium where the thick black window shades would be pulled down, the lights would go out, and we'd watch what? The film strip. We'd seen the ads for stage 3 maxi pads. There were rumors of blood and blood-stained jeans. Lisa Bowman had stolen a copy of Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret from the library. We wanted to know when we we'd be inducted into womanhood. We wanted to know what else there was. So when Katie asked, "Do you know your sex education?" we were all ears. Katie, with the perfect fair frosted hair, wedged herself between Dawn and Ruthie. None of us moved. She had us. She told us about vaginas and bleeding and how sex is when you fuck a boy and how you can get pregnant the first time. She told us about cherries and not going swimming once a month because a tampon could pop your cherry, and how girls who let boys pop their cherries before they got married were whores. She flipped feathered bangs out of her eyes. You know how you can tell a girl's not a virgin? Nobody will, especially not me. When she has a gap between her thighs, means she's been fucking like a rabbit. This sour went from the bottom of my throat to the middle and wouldn't go down no matter how hard I swallowed. I don't know how you tell a boiled hot dog is ready to eat because Mama always charred the shit out of them on a grill. But at some point, Mrs. Ackerman decided it was time for supper, and we all crowded into the kitchen. I was last in line because I wore cut-off shorts, so I walked with my neat thighs and knees squeezed together until they hurt, so nobody could see I was a whore. Oh, God. Dawn handed out paper plates. Not the flimsy kind so thin you have to double them up in a rattan plate holder. Not even Dixie plates. Her dad was an operations manager. He could afford Chinette. I stepped up to the stove. Mrs. Ackerman pulled a fat hot dog out of a pot with tongs. Dawn's baby sister Bibi tugged on Mrs. Ackerman's apron. Mrs. Ackerman bent over and talked to her, kissed her on the head. Mrs. Ackerman said, "Magnolia, would you do me a huge favor?" She held the hot dog over the stove with tongs. Water ran off of it and sizzled when it hit the electric burner. "Would you mind sharing your sleeping bag with Bibi? It would just be temporary." She waved the hot dog around. What you have to understand about 7 children is that we are programmed from birth to say yes to adults. Not just yes, but yes ma'am or yes sir. We are also programmed from birth to eat whatever an adult puts on your plate when you're a guest in someone's home. Even if it smells like boiled roadkill, even if the side of that pink hot dog dangling with water running off makes the sour come up the rest of the way and run the inside of your nose before you gag and throw up in the middle of the floor. It was only a little. Mrs. Ackerman cleaned it up with paper napkins. She gave me some Pepto and put a cool wet wash rag on my forehead and pushed my hair behind my ears. And then Mrs. Ackerman hugged me. Her arms around me were warm and made me warm. She was soft. She smelled clean. Something wonderful went from her into me and spread all over my body. It made me hold on tighter, and she held me tighter too. And then I cried hard, and I meant every single tear. Yeah.